a set amount of time that this live is going to be, but I wanted to chat with you guys for just a little while. I'm actually waiting on Aussie Van Man because right literally in front of me is the attraction that we're going to. So I thought I would give a little bit of an update and then also see what you guys are up to as this week is kind of rolling out. You notice my laptop is here. I just finished editing a video. I'm about to have to render it. I'm just waiting for it to all load in right now. But this is the reality of my van journey. This is how it kind of works. I get to a place, I set up shop, I wait for a little bit on someone else to arrive, and every single minute counts. So right now that's kind of what's going on. What up, Bart? What up? So yeah, that's kind of what's going on today. I have been up to some craziness. I have some things to share with you guys. I did want to give you guys an update as to what's going on with the van. Womp womp, spoiler alert, not a lot, but at the same time, it's okay. And also tell you kind of what you will be seeing very soon. So I'm super excited to hop on for just a few minutes again and just kind of chit chat. I'm still in the Arizona area. I've been kind of going around doing a lot of adventures. You guys are seeing the content that's rolling out from when I was in Tucson, and I did so many cool things. I am on a slight delay, so I'm no longer in Tucson. However, all of that stuff that I did, you'll be seeing over the next like week. And oh my goodness, I have so many things left to do when I go back there next time also, just because I had a limited time to be there. So with that said, let's chit chat a bit. Again, for those who are just joining, I have a video that is in the edit right now. We're just waiting on it to load in so that I can render it. And right in front of me is literally an attraction. You can see there's a parking lot. Let's see, what has been happening in my world? First and foremost, no updates on the van as of yet. I'm hoping to have something for you guys pretty soon. In the meantime, I'm becoming less and less stressed about it because at this point, I'm just at the mercy of the powers that be. It is what it is. Let's see, another couple of things. I have been trying to get out and experience the world around me in a safe way while traveling by myself a lot of times. And so during the day, I go on adventures, and then in the afternoon, because I'm still kind of hanging around the Arizona area, I've been kind of linking up with Aussie Van Man so we can go on additional adventures, some of which are just better whenever you have a friend, and some are which I feel safer when there's another person there. So there's that. Let's see. Also, Bisbee update. I will be in Bisbee for sure. I'm very excited about this. I have actually talked to Josiah from the Journal of Lost Time. I told him I will for sure be there, so I'm so happy. I didn't know if I would make it or not, but I just made an executive decision that even if the insurance does contact me at this point, we're just going to, after that event, I'll probably go back to Texas. That's what I'm assuming will happen. That will work out for the best. So unless something crazy happens, that's the plan. I did want to also talk about a couple of serious things on this live, just really short, brief, not dive too much into it, but I would like to dive more into it in the future. But we'll get to that in just a minute. A lot of people have been asking about the weather. The weather has been so nice here. Apparently, usually in March in Arizona, it starts to get so boiling hot that it's uncomfortable. I have been very fortunate. This week we have 2 days that are going to be in the high 70s. Again, I travel with the weather, so for those who are watching who are like, why does that matter? I don't like to stay in a place when it's super hot. I just don't. I don't have insulation in my van. I don't like to stay in a place when it's super cold. Again, I don't have insulation in my van. So I've been kind of trying to plot my course, and currently Arizona is one of the most stable when it comes to the weather, even though north of me it is weird, super weird. Flagstaff, Sedona, not cool, not cool. I probably won't be going to Sedona on this trip unless something really changes, because first and foremost, they're having a lot of like snow melt and then rain and stuff, and so they have almost completely capped the Oak Creek in Sedona. It's looking real scary up there. I also found out today that the road that goes between Flagstaff and Sedona is closed because they are now having rock slides because of all the moisture. So it's just not looking like my cup of tea at this moment. Also, some of the areas that I was planning on going to, like the Tempe Lake area, and then also over by the Superstitions in a couple places, the places that I wanted to go are physically underwater because they're releasing floodgates. Not trying to do that, so I'm just staying in a nice, decent part of where I am right now and just minding my business, staying out of the way, making sure that I'm safe. So I did want to let everybody know that I am good. I'm not in a scary area. I will be covering a few more things on the channel when it comes to the weather though, in a few upcoming uploads, so you guys can see just how serious it is. And in fact, the last time I did my live, I mentioned that there was a roadway out to where I was that was actually closed that is now open again because they have controlled the water. So we are fine. Also, I'm hoping to, and I'm not sure if this is going to work out or not, but our friend Christine, she said she might be making her way through this area. So I'm hoping that she will, because I haven't seen her in like a year. For those of you who don't know who Christine is, she was featured on my Bisbee video way back last year, but also she is on Instagram. She's Long Leg Living, and she's super, super cool. She just got a puppy apparently, so I'm super excited to meet her puppy if she does come through here. Hi Gina, how are you? I haven't seen you in so long. As for travel, a lot of you guys have been asking me where I'm going after Arizona because you are tired of seeing the desert, and I completely understand. I'm really enjoying it here. I don't get to spend a lot of time in this area because it is so hot usually. So being able to actually get out and see all of the different attractions, and then like today I took a scenic drive, which you guys will see pretty soon. It was really cool. You might have seen on Aussie Van Man's channel, on Brock's channel, we went geocaching here. It's just been so nice to get out and just see the super bloom because it's everywhere and it's so spectacular. Everything is so green. I've never seen Arizona so green ever. And so it's really, really cool. So a lot of people are really upset because I'm still here because they're thinking it's just brown and gross. And if they're going to be watching some of my upcoming videos, they'll see it is in fact very lush. In fact, one of the videos that's coming out, I believe tomorrow, will show you just how green it really is. It's crazy. A couple of other things that I have going on within that determining process, I've been looking in every direction at all sorts of cool attractions and stuff. And there's a few things that I put on my list that I definitely want to try to do. And so I'm kind of just hoping the weather cooperates. That's the hardest part, is just being kind of dependent on the weather. And right now the world is just weird. I noticed that they actually extended the ski season for Tahoe. On one of the reports they said all the way to July 4th because they have that much snow going on, and that is wild to me. So I'm probably going to avoid some of those areas. And some of the areas in Colorado are also saying that they have more than average snow, so that is going to deter me from going to some of the places that I want to go to soon. It doesn't mean I won't go, it's just I'll have to wait a little bit longer. But Bisbee's going to be next month, and so I'm going to be doing that for sure. And then afterwards, probably Texas. And then after we sit for an undetermined amount of time getting the van fixed, that's whenever I'll branch out. Now, I do have to be in Colorado twice this year. I have to be there once in June, and then I have to be there in like August or September. I don't know which one it is, but I will be in various parts of Colorado. So one will be up for the GoPro Mountain Games again. I'm super excited. I'm pretty sure I'm going to that. If I am going to that, then I'll be in like the Vail area. It'll be so fun. I'm so excited. I'll be there with Mountain House, and then I'll be back in Colorado with Mountain House for our retreat. Last year our retreat was in Oregon. This year it is in Colorado, and I'm super excited because it looks really cool. And I think they're going to be offering some really neat adventures that I'm going to try to do, because I'm trying to do new things and get myself to a place where I am overcoming some of my fears and stuff this year. So I'm super excited. So there's that. So I have those two obligations with Mountain House. I possibly have a third one, I'm not sure yet. So yeah, that's kind of my definite, I have to do these things. Otherwise, not sure. I have a lot of things that I'm very interested in doing. So that's kind of an update as to that, because I know a lot of people have been asking me about that. Let me catch up on some comments real quick and then we'll continue. Hello from Yuma! This is the wettest that you've ever seen Arizona. Absolutely. This is insane how much moisture there is. Hello, Bunny. Glad to see you in a better mood. Yes, definitely. It's, whew, there were a few days there where I was just, I was not okay. I think it just takes a toll on you when you're on the road and something bad happens. I rolled with it pretty well, but at the same time, it's just been frustrating at best having to deal with this. And so I've just kind of thought to myself, okay, I'm going to give up the stress. I'm not going to allow it to stress me out. I'm going to be okay. It's fine. So I'm just kind of like going with it at this point. Let's see. Hello. Yes, you actually caught a live. This is just a short one. I have some signal, so I thought, why not pop on? Let's see. Hello, 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 everyone. There are so many hellos in here. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited that you're all here. This makes me so happy. Thank you. Thank you for coming to kind of check up. Where is Riley? Riley just went on an adventure. You can find out more about that very soon. I believe she's going to have her this week's video talking about it. I'm not sure though, but it is her exciting adventure, not mine, so I didn't want to spoil it because I didn't know how much she wanted you guys to know before the video came out. It does look pretty cool though. Let's see. She's going to be joining me again at Bisbee. So that will be the next time I see her. So it'll be later on this month. Like I said, in the meantime, I'm just kind of ducking and weaving, going and flowing. I've hung out with Fit for Expedition Greg, and he came out to our camp where we all shared like a camp one night. It was really cool. I've seen a couple of other people just kind of floating through this area as they've been kind of coming through. They don't have YouTube channels. And then of course, Aussie Van Man. We're hoping Christine will come and join us. I'm super excited. So that's kind of what's going on there. Let's see. Okay, so I did want to tackle a couple of serious things because people have asked me some serious questions. So let's go ahead and talk about them just while we're sitting here and we're waiting on this to import. The first point that I wanted to talk about, I'll answer this real quick. Where's Aussie Van Man? He's going to be meeting me here in just a few minutes. We're actually going to the attraction that is right in front of us to do videos. I'm really excited about this one. I found it and it looks really cool. It's right up my alley for cool stuff, random stuff, so you guys will see it pretty soon. So the serious things you guys asked me about. Let's start off by saying I am a very upbeat person. So whenever I talk about serious issues, I hope that you guys do not think that because I am an upbeat person who smiles a lot, talks with my hands, that I'm not taking things seriously. I did have somebody mention that it's hard to take me seriously on some serious subjects because I am upbeat. I get that. It is fine. That's just my personality. It's not taking away from the seriousness though. So when I talk about this, I want you guys to know that I am talking about this with the utmost respect and seriousness. Yesterday, what happened in Nashville? Not okay. I don't know that there's a solution that we can all come to an agreement on. However, I want you guys to know that the situations that are happening more and more frequently. And as a person who has a lot of compassion, and as well as a person who has a parent who works in the school system, I was really rattled yesterday. Yesterday was super hard to watch and listen to the news as it kind of began to unfold. And I saw several of you reaching out to me and saying, are you going to say anything about this? And I don't know what to say. I really don't. That's being the seriousness of all seriousness. I do not know what to say because I feel like sometimes if we talk about things in an educational way, people take those and then they pull them apart and they try to make them into something ugly or nasty. And I don't want that. I don't want to take a stance that is going to allow someone to manipulate my words and say bad things. So what I would like to say today to you all directly, as opposed to through just a post somewhere, is that anytime this happens, I literally cringe. I don't know what else to say. I literally cringe. For those of you who don't know, yesterday there was another school shooting and it was in the Nashville area. And this is, out of 89 days in the year, there have been 86 mass shootings. It's not okay. At this point, as a creator, I don't create content based on those kinds of things, but whenever I see something happen specifically to a school, because I do educational content, it makes me sad for everyone involved. And it also makes me so nervous because every time I see it, I instantly think that could be my mom at my mom's school. Now, I'm going to say something that is controversial at best, and I know that some people won't like this, and that's okay, but I wanted you to see me hear it from my own face, from my own lips, so that you can understand I'm not being malicious with this. I do not think the answer is giving people like my mom a gun. I don't. Not popular, I know, but at the same time, when I see these things, what it tells me is that we're at a place right now that's very bad. And I don't think it's necessarily the answer to give someone who isn't comfortable with a gun. I just don't. So that's my stance on that. I go to a lot of museums. I highlight a lot of military items. I highlight a lot of guns. I highlight responsible education, things like that. So I think a lot of people oftentimes think that I just am pro-gun. Myself, I am not pro-gun. I don't think that there are people who understand that you can talk about things in an educational way, but also not personally feel comfortable with it. And that's kind of my stance on that. So I don't talk about these things on my channel, but several of you did reach out. So what I wanted to say was, yesterday should not happen time and time again. And again, I don't think that there is one solution, and I certainly don't think that people like myself on the internet who talk about travel are going to have any bearing whatsoever on a solution that people will actually care about. However, I don't think it's right. I get very nervous every time I see it. It makes me so sad. And I feel like the voices that are the ones that should be seen are the ones that are no longer with us. And I would love to, in some way, shape, or form, say that their voice should be seen on the internet, not a bunch of squawking politicians, period, because both sides are wrong. So that's my thoughts on that. Do I think that there is a one-stop shop fix-all? I do not. I also don't think that it is right for people on the internet to assume that every single creator is going to think the same way, or that every single creator is going to voice their opinions. Normally, I would not even say anything about this, but again, I feel as though with a person who is in my family who is an educator, that a lot of the things that I saw yesterday as a result of what happened were just talking points on a sheet to make people feel good one way or the other, and they're going to continue to be that until people see that it's not about what they say, it's about what they do. And doing is very subjective in situations like this. So I, again, don't know the answer, but I would really like to not have to, every time I turn on the news, hear something bad and think, oh, okay, is that my mom's school? Kind of not okay with this. So I will continue to do my job to educate people in the way that I do. I hope that my ripple is a positive one. I will continue to try to talk about educational things, and that's my thoughts on that. So again, popular belief that all creators are going to think the same way is not realistic. And also, if you are upset because I said what I did, then bye. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I have zero room on my platform for hate or nastiness at all. I just don't. So yeah. Another thing that I did want to say was somebody expressed some concern after my last video where I was talking about that I would remove problematic comments. I stand by that. I'm still going to do it. I'm not removing every single comment or anything. If you do use profanity though, or if you come at someone in a violent way, that is their grounds for dismissal. I just wanted to say that outright so that people would know that those are the two main things that I will remove a comment for. So again, don't be upset. Don't think that every comment's getting blocked or deleted. It's not, I promise, guys. But especially in light of the situation yesterday, I went ahead and added a whole bunch of extra words to the blocked words list, which means that I have to approve those comments. And I wanted to make sure that I did that so that I could protect the people in the comments section, and also engage in positive conversations instead of hateful, nasty rhetoric. Because yesterday, and part of the reason why I wanted to jump on here and talk to you guys was a lot of people genuinely were concerned because they wanted to know my thoughts because my mom is an educator. A lot of them wanted to say all sorts of things because I have military videos up, and they equate one to the other, and they are not the same. So yeah, just wanted to let you guys know. But with that said, another serious conversation, but a slightly more upbeat one. I am going to be doing some new projects that I'm going to be sharing with you guys very soon. One of which I've already been working on. I talked about it kind of briefly, my children's book. I am going to be writing a series of children's books. I feel as though right now there is a time in this world where right now we're kind of missing out on the point of education, and I do educational content. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, instead of being a part of the problem and just complaining about it, I am actually going to be a part of the solution and provide safe alternatives for kiddos to learn about stuff in a safe way. That's all. I looked at the banned books list in some of the states, and some of them are just like the books that I literally grew up on as a child, and it makes me super sad. So what I want to do is provide kids an option for learning, kind of like we do here on the channel, but in a way that is for their age appropriateness. So I like to think of my channel as a place where all ages can come and learn something. And I think that that's a great way to kind of like meander through life, sharing the world so that people can have resources. But I also want to put that into written form. And so I'm going to be doing a series of books about travel and about learning about the individual places that we go to. And in doing so, I'm going to have them as fun, illustrated books that don't have to be under some blanket of craziness, because I want everyone to just learn about the things in the world around us. And some of those will be about history, and some of those will be about vegetation, and some of those will be about just being kind to the world around us. That's it. It's not that hard. I don't know how many places that I've gone to that I've seen that people haven't been good stewards of the land, and that needs to be taught from like whenever you're a kiddo on. And I think that if more people started to pay attention to those things and instill that from a childhood perspective onward, that our world would be a bit better place. So that's what I'm going to do. And so that's my announcement for that. Now I do have some other things that I'm brewing on also, but this is going to be a major focus for one of the things that I'm working on within the next 6-8 months. And so you should be seeing some of those come out. Again, whenever I announce these things, I don't expect anyone here on the channel to purchase them. I do not. So don't feel like this is a, oh my gosh, go buy my book. No, it is not at all. But I do want to put it out there because some people have expressed that they enjoy watching the videos with their grandkids or with their kids. Or I have a couple teachers, including my mom, who use some of the content for their students. And I think it's really important to have that there, but everything will be eventually available on Amazon. So whenever it is available, I'll just make a little announcement. If you want it, it's there. If you don't, I'm okay with that too. But yeah, that's my other serious thing. So, those are just a few of the things that have been brewing in my brain. I've been getting a lot of motivation from the places that I've been going. I've been seeing so many cool things. Let me render this video real quick, guys. Yes, we're getting things done today. But I've been seeing so many cool things, and I get really inspired, especially whenever I see some of the things in the world around us that have been just around lately. For example, learning about the Sonoran Desert in some of the places that I've visited. Oh my gosh, so cool, so inspirational. Also, a lot of new brain wrinkles that I hadn't gotten, even though I've been to tons of different desertous places. And so I think that in like taking that and turning it into something that could help others, not only through videos, but also through the other things, is super important to me. Let me catch up on a few of these real quick. Let's see. Oh my goodness. I was talking a lot. Riley's in the house. Hello, Riley. Let's see. Cheryl, I agree. I think there's something to be said for there is no one solution. I think there's a lot of good ideas. I think there's also a lot of people who stand in the way of some of those good ideas sometimes, on both sides. It's not just a one-sided matter. I think that healthy discussions need to be had within various entities to kind of come to some kind of solution, because we're not in a great place right now. Let's see. Hello. As a mother of a Marine, I'm very upset over another school shooting. I get where you're coming from. I can't decide how I feel. That's the thing, and I think that that's how everyone is. No one wants to see bad things happen. Also, no one wants to see something taken away, but at the same time, there has to be some form of in-between that works. I just don't know what it is. And I, as just a regular everyday person, am in the same boat as everyone else, just kind of going, I don't love this. I don't love this feeling. I don't love waking up every day and hearing about bad things happening. At the same time, that is the world we live in, and I don't want to live in that world. I want to live in a world where people care about others a little bit more. And I don't see where we devolved that far, but apparently we have. So I personally will be taking steps every day to share kindness, and hoping other people will make that pledge also. Children's books by you would be so amazing. I hope so. I really enjoy all the aspects of storytelling. I enjoy adding in educational bits, and I really enjoy drawing, so this should be super fun for me. Let's see. Oh no, I'm behind, I'm so behind. Let's see. So it's okay. So as for the cursing, the comments themselves are the only thing. My mom reads the comments. My mom is a 5th grade teacher, if no one knows that. She doesn't love language, and I, as a result, respect that. Not only is she like that, but other people are also like that. So I try to make it where everyone can feel comfortable, and so I just limit the things that are controversial on my channel when it comes to the comments section. Now, I cover some heavy spots. I know that. I cover some super heavy things. I have been to several places that have a very serious tone to them. And I know that sometimes that really brings out fire within people, both positive and negative. However, just limiting the kinds of comments specific to cursing or being terrible to others, I think is a very fair way to moderate comments. Let's see. Uh-oh, Raven, don't drop your phone. Let's see. You must have missed yesterday. Not sure what happened. There was another school shooting. It was in Nashville. The kids that passed away, I think, were 9 years old. At 9 years old, I was just starting to live my life. I was just starting to figure things out, or so I thought. I then figured out that I didn't know what I knew, but I thought I did. Let's see. I'm professionally trained through the Sheriff's Department to protect, but I'm always prepared to do so. And I agree with Bunny. If someone is not comfortable, they should not. Absolutely. And I think that that's the thing that a lot of people miss, Raven, is the fact that you cannot tell people, oh yeah, you have to do this if you're not comfortable doing it, and it involves something that could hurt someone else. Furthermore, I have a really hard time, and this is again me just being me being the advocate that I am. I have a hard time believing that an educator would feel comfortable shooting a 4-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 10-year-old. I don't feel like they would feel comfortable doing that if that was the person who had the gun. So I feel like that's kind of a weird solution overall. So I don't know that that would necessarily be the best answer. I just don't think that in my main, I wouldn't know what to do. I would not want to do that. That would be so scary. So I can only imagine other people would also think that way. Let's see. I try not to watch the news. You know what? I had that thought for a while, but then I got to where I needed to know what's going on in the world around me in order to travel safely. I figured this out because there were some situations that happened earlier in my channel where there were some cities that weren't exactly the safest to go to at that time, and there were things that I wanted to do in those cities, and so I had to find out kind of the hard way, and so I just tried to avoid. So by watching the news in brief, very brief, I try to watch what's around me, and then I also try to watch like brief, quick updates and things like that. And if there is something that I feel like I need to go a little deeper into, then I can. But I watch for the weather and I watch for safety. Let's see. I want to be Bunny when I grow up. I don't know. I'm kind of a mess. You guys see the best of me, but you know, some days I'm just kind of a mess. Hashtag Team Good Humans. Yes, Team Good Humans. Let's see. Let's see, what the heck? Why didn't I get a live notification? Sometimes YouTube is weird, guys, and they're doing a lot of changes right now because they're trying to introduce podcasts, and they're trying to introduce shorts, and they're trying to do this, and sometimes in the mix, the notifications kind of get dropped to the side. I noticed that even whenever I was watching some of my friends' stuff popping up, that it was popping up days after they actually did it. So notifications are just weird sometimes. Let's see. Yes, we're always going to be respectful here. Thank you. And see, that's another thing, Cheryl. That is another thing right there. There's incidents where it's good. There's incidents where it's bad. I think within any situation, and let's move it away from what we're talking about with that, and just use a random example. If you were to put yourself in a situation that you told kids not to have candy at school. Candy, okay? Candy. There's gonna be at least one kid who has candy. There always is. And so if you're also saying you don't want them to have XYZ, somebody's still gonna do it. Some people just do things out of defiance also. And so with it even being circulating around, that candy isn't just going to belong to that one kid. No, it's going to go to all the kids because somebody else is going to find out and they're going to get some of that candy. And that's how it works with the school violence also, unfortunately, is, you know, it only takes one thing, and it could be a person who has great intent, but then it ends up in the wrong hands because somebody else wants it because one person has it. And I think that that's the truth about that. Somebody said, is Gina a YouTuber? Yes, she is. You should go check out her channel. She is awesome. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad that you're loving the coloring books. I'm actually going to have another coloring book at some point. I've been so busy with so many things right now that I have about half of a coloring book finished, and so I need to do another half of it and then it'll be finished. But I'm going to make it a much larger coloring book, so it's probably going to be 132 pages, and I want to make it where it's safe for kids to use markers in it, so it'll actually only probably be about 61 designs or 60 designs. That way it can be where they have the back page, so if it bleeds through it doesn't mess it up, but at the same time they can color the back page because there'll be an extra design on there too. Let's see. Thank you so much. I try to keep it positive. I think that that's so important in the world that we live in today, to have positivity, and I think that positive affirmations to ourselves sometimes, if that is the only positivity that we have, can make a difference. Like whenever I'm having a bad day, the first thing I do is I wake up and I try to do some positive affirmations for myself, saying that I will do something excellent, I will push myself out of my safety zone, or do something that is awesome for that day. I will do something. And it's just the little things. Now, if you're having like a really bad day, saying, hey, I deserve to have a day off. I deserve to treat myself nicely. I deserve to take myself and do something I normally wouldn't do for myself. All of those things elevate how you think overall, instead of letting yourself live in the mully grubs, because the mully grubs are not cool. Let's see. Somebody's using the shower caps. Yes, I love those things. I always have them in my van. In fact, I have like 3 or 4 left in the van, and so I need to order some more. Thank you for reminding me. I'll put that on my list again. I usually have several of them at home, and then I just put them in the van as I go. This time I loaded down the van with all my shower cloths and my shower hats and stuff like that, and I've like gone through them whenever I haven't had access to a Planet Fitness, and that's been so handy, but I do need to get some more. I love markers. I'm just a big kid. Me too. I enjoy doing all sorts of different kinds of coloring, and I think that that's what really it settles me down. In fact, whenever I was in school, one of the things that I used to enjoy doing was I would take coloring books. Me and like 2 of my friends, we would have coloring books during finals week, and that was the week where you could just like dress in your cozy clothes and you had all this free time after the finals were over, so we would color. And I still have my original Karopi coloring box, actually, from way back in the 2000s. Woot woot. Let's see. That's an awesome dream. Yes. Positive thinking. You know, a lot of people don't understand the concept of positive thinking and how it can change the way that you think about things. If every single thing you go into you think sarcastically is like just not going to work out, oh no, it's not, that's not how my life works, oh no, I can't do that, then your brain is programming itself to think you can't do that, and it's limiting you. And so whenever you do get into a scenario where you need to use that, you instantly doubt yourself, as opposed to saying, okay, cool, I can do this. So I think that it's really important for us to tell ourselves, hey, we can do things, and then allow ourselves to try things. Even if we don't succeed, trying things and moving in the right direction is overcoming the hump. Like last year, whenever I went to the Mountain House retreat, we'll use this as a good example. I know for a fact that my lungs are horrible right now because I still have long COVID. It just is what it is. It is a fact. It is part of my reality. I cannot hike the 6 to 10 miles a day that I used to because my lungs just don't let me. I will hyperventilate, like literally, like it's bad. So I was trying to get myself back into a routine of getting out more, doing more things, and slowly building my lungs back. I wanted to go mountain biking. I haven't biked in forever, and I was petrified because 1, I haven't biked in a while, and 2, I know my lungs are not great. But I was determined to try, and I did it. And even though I couldn't do the whole thing, I did it, and I felt so accomplished. And so I tell everyone now, even if you don't think that you can do something to completion, try it at least. Don't immediately say, I can't do this, I don't believe in myself. Try it. It's okay if you can't, but at least you tried, and at least you have that feeling of, I tried, I didn't give up, I tried, you know? Let's see. Self-fulfilling prophecy is a thing. Absolutely. I believe that it's just positive empowerment. Like, empower yourself to be great as opposed to empowering yourself to be limited. I love that you show us that we can do things without financial obligations. It's nice to know that Oops, it skipped on me. I'm sorry, guys. It's nice to know that you can do things that's fun and you can learn things and not have to have a lot of money to do it. Absolutely. For the first 3 years of my travel, I literally did every single thing that I could on a tiny microscopic budget. Like if I couldn't do it with the park pass, or I couldn't do it and it'd be under $20, I wasn't going to do it. And now I have the ability to do some things that are a bit more costly, and that's great. But I also still like to do things that are free or cheap. Like realistically, today the scenic drive I went on, absolutely $0. Super beautiful, amazing, cool stuff. Let's see, geocaching, we spent an entire day spending $0 minus snacks. We put some gas in the tank, got some snacks, just rode around finding cool stuff. You can find a video of that over on Aussie Van Man's channel. I'll have a video about it pretty soon too, with a little bit more information, but at the same time you can see kind of what it was like over there. Go check it out. But yeah, you don't have to spend a lot to have a really great experience. And I think a lot of people don't understand that you can have super cool stuff going on and not break the bank. There's all sorts of cool things in the world around us. We just have to know where to find them. In fact, somebody asked me after my last video about the budget, how I find some of the places that I do. So I did a video that will be coming out soon as to how I find a lot of free and cheap places. And then also how I find discounts on things, because I think that that's super handy, especially if you're trying to travel with more than one person. The discounts really pay off. So you'll see that pretty soon. Geocaching looked like so much fun. It is so much fun. And if you decide that you want to geocache, all you have to do is go online and sign up for geocache.com, or go into the app and sign up for Geocache. And then they have a free version or they have a premium version. I went ahead and did the premium version because it's $29 for a whole year and it gives you access to a lot of other features. But the free version I used for the greater portion of like 3 or 4 years, no problem. And I had so much fun. I have over 70 caches that I found, mostly traveling with my dad because it's a thing that we like to do. But one of the things that I truly enjoy is the fact that on the app you can see what you found and where you found it, and you can make notes and stuff like that, and it's really, really cool. And it tracks everything so that you can keep up with your score, and I think that that's really neat. Like the other day whenever Brock and I were going, we found 11 caches in a matter of just a few hours, and it was so fun to have the mystery of where